This version of East of the Sun, it's inspired by a lot of different aesthetics that we don't necessarily get to see or hear in interdisciplinary pieces like this one is. We're incorporating traditional theater and dance, but we're also incorporating music in a way that's more reminiscent of Cirque du Soleil versus a traditional musical theater approach. And we'll also eventually be incorporating some aerial arts. So creating a lot of different performance disciplines is part of what makes this an aesthetically different piece than some other versions that may be out there. But also what's different about it is that we've taken our own spin on the story. It's not quite a play with music, it's not quite a dance piece, it's not a musical theater piece. We're very inspired by the aesthetic of Cirque du Soleil, where things like sound and music create the environment. I mean, sure, there's also lots of other spectacle, but you know, there's not usually like this huge set that comes in and says, "Now we are here." You know, it's the sound of the musicians and the singers create the environment itself, and so that's part of what we're going for with this. Is the sound itself is what's creating the space and lets you know where you are or who you're with. And kind of like a soundtrack, but also with a lot of movement. So we're experimenting with figuring out how to blend those things, because there's a lot of people who tell you how to do a dance piece or how to do a theater piece with a little dance, but we're kind of trying to do something that is in between all of that. So it's exciting and challenging.
I think some of the biggest challenges are just that because it's not one thing, it's a lot of things. And so that causes us then to have to look at things from different angles and question a lot whether or not something is working, whether or not something is the right thing or the right way to convey. But I also think that's what makes it exciting, because there isn't a blueprint for it, and it allows us to really play with some of the elements.
You know, as with any production, especially any independent production, funding is always a challenge. We've been fortunate enough to have some funding. I got a grant to write the music, so that's been helping with that piece. And so far, Laurel has been setting aside some money from her own savings and paying for the production, but we're also going to be doing some fundraising and writing some more grants. So getting enough together so that we can be sure to pay our team, pay all the actors and the musicians a fair wage is really important to us. So we'll continue to face that challenge very gladly.